Chapter 5 is a really short chapter. Through this chapter and chapter 6, we will take a look at the national data related to diversity in the United States, and then we will think about some ways to educationally support those population. Okay, chapter 5 discusses various family structures and the influence of culture on these structures. The face of the United States is rapidly changing. Recent United States consensus data reported that groups currently labeled as minority will become the majority of the United States population by 2042. Well, diversity is often used to describe racial and ethnic variations, but also diversity includes other factors like religions, economic status, genders, and lifestyles. The types of family and family configuration also diverse in the United States. So these say, in order to address each family's diverse culture and needs, we are using family-centered approach by having in-depth understanding of each family's ecology. In the field of special education, white European American children continues to be the largest group receiving special education services as the population is the largest group in the United States. However, there are some disproportionate problems. For example, more students from African American backgrounds are identified for special education services than would be expected based on the percent of United States African American children. Also, in autism, Asian American is overrepresented compared to European other racial groups like European American, white, African American, and Hispanic, which means autism is more prevalent and dominant in Asian American compared to other racial groups. We don't know the reason for this disproportionate problems yet, but as educator, it's more clear that we need to understand we need to look at each family's needs and culture and think about the way to support those students and families' needs. Well, definition of family has changed over time. The definition of traditional family is not quite clear now. Well, only 51% of American children live in the traditional nuclear family, which both biological parents are present and all children were born after marriage. So, like I said, the definition of traditional family is not clear. And we see that there are many different type of families in the United States. We cannot judge which is good or bad, but what is really clear is every child is a member of family. Families and the children within them belongs to a group of people who share one or more the following ties, like relationship, affection, cultural knowledge, and resources. Everyone has culture and own value, so each person has culture and value. And the culture and value develops through interactions with people around the person, and the value and culture are changed as the person participates in the cultural activity or some cultural lives. So educator must be aware of the fact that each family has different and diverse cultural value and routines, and educator need to be careful not to place judgment on the other people's value and observed behaviors.
Well, from the traditional perspective, the presence of a child with disability may cause people to view the family structure in a negative light. So there have been many bias. But remember, family must make adjustments when they have a child with disability, and all family member may carry increased responsibility. So you need to understand the family dynamic. Therefore, positive contributions of a child with disability to family dynamic must always be considered in the field of education. As an educator, remember that families of children with disability often demonstrate courage, love, faith, hope, positive attributes, and adaptation. But educators often consider these skills as less valuable because they tend to be intangible and immeasurable by educational assessment. Family and professional interactions are influenced by these family dynamics. So there should be teachers' effort to understand families' positive and also negative assets or dynamic to prepare the interaction and collaboration with them.